states that a senator can order an audit. There's also language in the Constitution that says that a citizen can request an audit. And then the question is, why have you not ordered this audit? We need the courage to do what's right. And then related question is, can you please describe how you are working with Mike DePerno to fight for the necessary forensic audit?
So the U.S. Constitution gave the authority to the legislatures to set up the election process. They did, and we did. We set up the election process. The legislative process was set up a long time before I ever even thought of being born. It vests the authority of an audit with our Secretary of State and the process of the audit with the Secretary of State through statute. Now, the ballot question came through and said that a citizen has the right to demand an audit. So I did, almost immediately after the election. I requested both an audit and then a forensic audit, and I got thousands of people to sign on and sent that to her as well.
Good. And why hasn't it been done?
But we're limited by the courts. And that same statute said that the audit needed to be done in accordance with the law, the state statute. The state statute, which is in place, vests the authority with our Secretary of State. So that was what just happened with the court stuff that happened up in Antrim County. It had already been ruled that way, that according to the way the Constitution reads, it says that it has to be done in accordance with the law. The law vests this with the Secretary of State. Secretary of State had already done what she thought the audit was supposed to be, and so there was no more authority to ask. And so that judge affirmed that decision. Now, my understanding is that they're going to appeal, and we'll see what the new judge says. But again, we land on a Democrat Supreme Court.
Can you bypass the courts like they did in Arizona?
We can't legally do that because of the way that that statute is written.
Even if a citizen sends affidavit to Senate.
We legally right now have our hands tied because of the way that the constitutional language is written. It gives the authority of a citizen to ask for the audit, and I did, send in thousands of requests. However, it also says in accordance with state law, and the state law vests that with the Secretary of State, and we're not going to be able to change state law until we get a new governor.
Okay. So that was...
I agree. I'm 100% with you guys. Please understand, I am not sitting here saying everything happened exactly the way I wanted. I was the first legislator out of the gate asking for an audit, the first one. But we are limited by the law and the courts. And the Attorney General, the person who is the top law officer in our state, is Dana Nessel. She's not going to follow through with that.
So, Lana, that was actually my question that you just read. And first of all, I want to thank you because I think you've done an outstanding job. You really have a lot of courage. You really do. I'm proud. I live in Washtenaw County, and you're my senator. So when you can't hear me, okay. So when Matt DePerno finished that Antrim County hearing, he said one senator needs to come forward right now and order a full forensic audit.
He already did that a long time ago.
Well, okay, so he was just wrong then on that?
I can't tell you what was in his head.
Okay.
I can tell you my request for the audit and for the full forensic audit. I think we had 30 legislators sign on to that letter.
Yeah.
That went out last November.
Okay, because in Georgia...
let me just add something to this minute, because there's a lot of... What Lana's telling you is the statutes and the law, and they have followed it. They have pursued everything they can legally.
Okay.
On June 5th, in Antrim County, we are going to be having Mike Lindell, Joe Blake, Matt DePerno, Bill Bailey, Stand Up Michigan Team, Antrim County Conservative Union. We're going to be having a huge event on this, and you are going to hear all the evidence. You're going to hear from Matt DePerno, and he's going to be telling you what they're doing next and where this is going. And they're planning on this going all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. So if you want more information on that, come on June 5th. You have to get tickets at the acconservatives.org. That's the only place you can get tickets, but they've done everything they can do. They really have. You're going to hear more information, and this is why we're putting this event on, because people are so angry with our legislature, and there's some things I'm angry about too. But they, and the senators like Lana Theis, and those who have pursued every legal avenue they can, have done everything they can do. So now we've got to pursue it through the courts, and that's where you're going to hear more information from Matt DePerno, Bill Bailey, and those guys.